The podcast of the week is Roland Fryer tells the truth about race and policing in an interview with Bari, Weiss. Roland Fryer is an American economist out of Harvard University, and he is the youngest African American professor to obtain tenure in Harvard's history. However, what started as an amazing career for a promising rock star academic turned out to be much more complicated than that. You see, Fryer had the audacity of publishing an article titled An Empirical Analysis of Racial Differences in Police Use of Force. Fryer was asking the following question: does the police use more force against black suspects? Fryer found that while it was more likely for a black suspect to be roughed up by the police, he did not see any disparity in terms of police shooting of black or white suspects, meaning that the black suspects are not more likely to die than white suspects at the hand of the police. So there are two very interesting aspects of this article. The first one is that it shatters the myth that black suspects are more likely to die at the hands of the police than their white counterparts. But the second one, which is even more interesting, is the reaction from the academia, the media, some of the members of the political elite of our society. After the publication of this article, Fryer, who was a beloved figure at Harvard, was pretty much ostracized from this whole community. Curiously enough or not, Fryer had an investigation launched against him. The investigation concluded that Fryer had engaged in an unwelcoming conduct of a sexual nature with some of the students he was working with, and he was suspended for a period of 2 years. However, Fryer came back to Harvard in 21 and is still a tenured professor there. But putting aside the story of Harvard's reaction to the uncomfortable reality that Fryer exposed in his article, Fryer had an incredible personal story. You see, according to his own testimony, Fryer was living something akin to a double life. Well, on the one hand, he was raised by a very strict grandmother that insisted on the king's English to be spoken at home. He was also very much exposed and embraced by the other side of his family, who dealt drugs and got in troubles with the law and were arrested. Fryer himself had unpleasant interactions with the police as a younger man, and also saw his cousins getting arrested and being sent to prison by the hand of the police. Fryer mentioned that he has literally no one left from his family today because all of them are either in prison or were killed. Therefore, I believe he's such an important voice because of the uniqueness of the perspective that he provides. I highly recommend you to listen to this conversation between Roland Fryer and Bari Weiss, The Truth About Race and Policing.